What is up, Yankees universe? KOD Nation, stand up, and you degenerates, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to this Monday, September 12th episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. We got a special episode today, but before I touch on anything going forward, just a quick silence remembrance, moment of silence for this past weekend. You guys know September 11th was yesterday, so we do have to mention it. We do have to give our respects. As somebody who worked in EMS for the past 6 or 7 years, September 11th was always a day from us to come together and just have a little moment of silence. So if we just could just have prayers in the chat for everybody, that if anybody lost anybody, you know, I know it's a touchy subject, but guys, we just have our prayers and just always remember that. And just moving forward, just always just be kind to everybody that's around you, but not to get too sentimental into the thing. But Yankees had a great weekend. We got a special guest on the show today. We got Simonetti from NY News is on the show. But before we touch on that, James Cook is in the building. Salute. Good morning, my man Halal from Backstage Baseball. What is good, brothers? Salute. And of course, Mikey Maz in the 4 Train Express. But guys, you're not here to hear me talk all that much. Let me bring on my special guest, the one and only. My man needs no entrance himself. Simonetti, what is good, brother? Good morning.
Yeah, what's going on, fam?
Chilling, bro. But before we go, I had to say I was there Friday, right? When the Aaron Hicks boost started, and I got this right. But one thing I can say is that Pete, you know, your rant from that Friday, epic. Your rants are legendary, bro. Like, you need to make your rants like an NFT or like a moment in time to save them. So before we get to the Pete, introduce yourself to the chat and the people who don't know who you are, as they should. But Pete, let the people know who you are, brother.
Of course, fam. NY News TV, Pete Simonetti. You guys know NY News TV. Look it up anywhere. You're going to find it. We do everything. We got podcasts, game season lives. I don't know if there's many other people that's called more Yankee games than I have this year. So it's part of what we do, but we do a lot. I mean, we owned a trade deadline. We brought the 2 biggest trades before anybody else. Before any of the mainstream guys, anybody really. So anything Yankee related, we got you covered. Anything Yankee related, we got you covered.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been following you personally myself. I want to say 2019-ish, 2018, around like the Manny Machado situation and stuff. That's when I started following you, and you jumped on my radar. And to see where you have gone from then to now, and to see like NY News and the empire you guys are making over there. I'm not gonna lie, if I wasn't gonna say that, you know, it was inspiration for me, you know, to get into this world as a content creator. I started in the Knicks community, left over there, came over here to the Knights of Degen. So Pete, I just want to, the work that you do is seen, it's noticed, and it's appreciated in this corner of the market that we operate in.
I appreciate it, fam, because there's people that was the same thing for me, you know, that got me into it. And my whole story is crazy as it is, and you could go check that out. We actually did an interview just regarding like what I've went through over the last, you know, 2 years or so, and how I kind of got back into saying, you know what, this is where I want to be. This is what makes me happy. This is what makes me just it's a part of me. The Yankees are a part of me, and being able to create content that people enjoy and they like, and we have fun doing it. I mean, come on, everybody wants to have fun doing what they love, and
of course,
and this is exactly what I love. So yeah, we're building an amazing community.
Yeah, and you know the team that you guys have. You got your guy Francis who does a watch along with you. Your wife Jera, your girl Jera, bro. I could power couples in the building. When I say that she is in the chat religiously, she's in the chat religiously, bro. Like facts. She is the top moderator of all moderators. Like no lie, hands down. How is that? You know, being a content creator and at the same time having the support that you have and from your partner, and it seems like she's basically in the ride with you. Like this is the same thing that she has.
Yeah, to be on the same wavelength with the person you're spending with every single day of your life. I mean, it's how can you ask for anything else? I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, she does everything. I mean, you're talking about, like you said, moderating every single chat, every single podcast. Anytime we're live, she's there. But then cutting clips, all social media. I mean, handling all that too. So, you know, it's a full-time job for us. And we've put our minds together to say, you know what, this is doing great. And now we just got to say, let's go full steam. And you're right. Like when you said, you know, it's a power couple, you know, we are, you know what I mean? It almost sounds cocky in a sense, but we are like, there's no other way to put it. Like we talk about this daily. I mean, this is our life. This is what we want it to be. So when you got two minds that are thinking alike on one thing, and I'll even throw everybody else in it, the entire team feels that same way. So, Francis Lee, who does Designated Spitters with me, Alex and Luca, Twin Bill, Chris and Christian, NYYST, Joe, who does a lot of some social media stuff too. But everybody's mindset is the same thing. We wanna give people the best in Yankees content.
Yeah, and it could just tell. You could just tell from the content you guys are putting out and the attention to detail, whether it's a graphic, whether it's an intro, whether first of all, who did that song? What whose song is that?
For which one?
The intro that you got for your show for the watch along.
Oh, the watch along. That's a song called Stargazer that's already out there. But I'm gonna plug somebody. J1 Sync is his name. He's an artist from New York. Friggin' fantastic. I mean, J1 Sync, he got songs already on Spotify and all that, but he's done the NYY News, basically the anthem. He's done the Designated Spitters intro, the NYYST intro. All those songs are all his. Phenomenal talent. And
as well, I always love to start this conversation off. Hold on one second. I always love to ask people, when did your fandom begin for the Yankees? Because I go back to, 2004 is when I fully watched an entire season. I was around for 96. I was around for that. I wasn't able to fully enjoy it. Like I always tell people, I was a Power Ranger fan back then. So it's like, what year did your fandom begin, bro, with this team?
To be honest, the best memories I have of baseball early on was 1998. Mainly, of course, the Yankees, but that was the home run chase. That was McGuire and Sosa. I'll never forget that year. It's funny. Me and France were talking yesterday. We want to actually create a video when everybody who was around during that time and watched that time to just discuss how they felt about baseball, because, I wish I don't want to be older and be like, oh, I experienced 96 fully. I remember my dad being excited about the World Series. I remember getting some like little gifts and stuff like that about it. But 98, I vividly remember 98. So that was really the start for me where it was like, man, I love this. Like baseball is everything. So that was my original start. I mean, what a better year to start loving Major League Baseball than arguably the greatest season in baseball history. I mean, you could really make that argument. It brought baseball back. The Yankees, the 98 Yankees, in my opinion, greatest team of all time. So there was so much greatness that came from that season and really put baseball back on a mainstream. Whether you think about these guys were juicing or not, doesn't matter what it was. It brought baseball to a whole new level. And I think that's something we all have to recognize about 1998.
Yeah, definitely. And people love to always throw out the PED or the steroid issue just to like downplay it. Like, listen, like there was players in the 60s that were mixing cocaine and caffeine together. So
facts.
The steroid situation, we cannot just take that, and these players don't mean anything. No, these players still went out there and did their thing. And regardless how you feel, yes, you can have the recovery aspect to it, but there's not one scientific article out there that proves that steroids helps your hand-to-eye coordination. It gives you bigger muscles, but there's not one that pinpoints that said it improves your hand-to-eye coordination.
Right.
So and that's when they have that argument.
Well, that's the thing too. Like you had to be a good player before to really get in hand. Like, okay, Barry Bonds can hit a marble 500 feet. He had that hit. He had that before though. Yeah. So you add the stack to it. He's going to be a beast. Mark McGuire, Alex Rodriguez. Of course. But I remember a lot of guys getting suspended that were trash. Yeah. So it's like, all right, they took steroids. They took the same thing these cats were taking. So what's the difference? They just aren't as good. You know what I mean? They're not as talented.
You have to have that base level of knowing how to play the game and just that base level of having the talent, period, to even do it. 162 games. It's a hard thing to ask somebody, to play 162 games, not miss any games, go from the East Coast to the West Coast, the time zone and stuff. We could pinpoint to our team this year. For the first 2.5 months, we was healthy, and then that injury bug came and it bit us and never left. It's like the mosquitoes that don't leave in the summertime.
Facts. And it was my expectation. Early on in the season, I was like, I'm concerned about this team because there's so many red flags of injuries. And then you're right. As the season progresses, like, oh man, they're healthy. They're doing great. This is awesome. This is so much fun to watch. And then it's like everybody was just like, yeah, we're going to get beat up at the same time. No problem. The whole team's on the IL. It's okay.
And it'd be a difference, Pete, if it's like, all right, this person, pulled the muscle, or this person, he, punched his thumb or whatever. No, you getting guys blowing up their elbows.
Yeah.
You getting guys having Tommy John. So the worst of the worst could happen. But before we dive deep into that, right, I just want to retract just a little bit. So you talked about the trade deadline earlier, right?
Yeah.
The rant to me that lives in my head, and it should live in everybody's head, is the rant that led to the call up of the youngins. You got Peraza, you got Cabrera being called up. Did you have an inside source? That's why you had the rant ready? Or
no, I really didn't. I wish I did, because if I did, I wouldn't even rant it. I would have been like, all right, cool, they get out, no big deal. No, for something like that, I didn't, man. I was just, look, the thing is, there's a lot of fans that feel the way I do. They just don't make content. You know what I mean? Or they're like, you know what, I'm not going to go, yelling on YouTube. People are going to see it forever. I think when you're a content creator, you got to understand that people are going to have different opinions than you, one. And two, to be the best content creator, you got to be who you are. Like, you can't sit back and be like, maybe I'm going a little too crazy. Let me calm down. A lot of the stuff that comes out my mouth, it's literally just me. You know what I mean? And we're New York cats. So if I'm like, man, this guy's stupid, or I call them a name, they're like, oh, that's mean. I'm not being mean. I'm not actually, I don't dislike the guy. It's just the team type thing. It's the emotion of the team. And yeah, I mean, we're every day sitting there watching an old, beat up, tired Yankee team. And I'm sitting there saying, man, you got these cats in the minor leagues that they're not an A-ball. These guys are either in AA or AAA. The ones they've called them were all in AAA. And they're playing really good baseball. Like, it is so obvious that the Yankees need a youth injection. They need some sort of spark. They need it. Can't keep running Aaron Hicks out there, Marwin Gonzalez, all these guys they were putting out there. You can't do it. So get these guys up here. And yeah, that rant was literally just emotion. On top of that, too, when you're calling every single game and you're watching these guys, you do get a little sick. You're like, man, okay, who's up this? And okay, here we go. And I'm sitting there saying, you got to get these guys up here. But, it was the majority of the fan base was on the funny thing about the Yankees this year, especially in that moment, even the fan base that are very much apologists, like, we'll make excuses, everything we could do to make the Yankees sound okay. Everybody was on the same wavelength. We were like, no. You got to get these guys up here. So it was kind of cool to see that everybody was on the same wavelength across the board, that it's time to, get these guys up here.
You're hitting the right note, and you're hitting the head on the nail on the head when Michael K starts repeating what you're saying. when the biggest apologist, and I have my love-hate relationship with Michael K. I call him the human thumb. You ever saw Spy Kids? The thumbs? That's Michael K to me. He's a human thumb. But I have my love-hate relationship with him. But it the chat said right here, like Pete put, let's be real. Pete's rants are what we're usually thinking. And it's a fact, bro. Like, there's been several times that, because I tune into you late night when I'm like on my hikes with my dog, doing my late night work that I'm doing. And a lot of the stuff that you're saying, you could tell it's from a genuine place. You got a lot of these Yankee content creators, and I don't single anybody out. I have conversations with everybody, it's all love. But you got a lot of Yankee content creators that don't have the same passion, or just putting it out just to put it out, just because it's content, just because they're trying to get clicks. But when it's from a genuine spot, like you said, you're a New York kid, I'm a New York kid, we're New York City cats. I grew up in Brooklyn, lived in the Bronx, so you understand that conversation. It's like being in the barbershop, and not that many people understand the barbershop conversation, because not every place you go in this country got the barbershops like we have over here, Pete. So it's like, how can you not pinpoint, but how can you make it a place that the normal fan that is on the outside looking in feels comfortable to even ask you a question in the chat?
Yeah, I think it's the adaptability part. You know what I mean? You could, when you're a content creator, you could definitely adapt to it. Now, at the end of the day, the Bronx is never going to come out of me. So when I go on these rants, I I always let people know, I try. It's not, I've had one person like, I had a kids in here. I'm like, you know what? Unfortunately, this is, I put, when you go on YouTube, you can say, is it kid friendly? No, we're not. We're not, because there's going to be times where we're adults. We're going to have like you said, the barbershop conversations. We could be during a game where we're playing pass or smash. You know what I mean? It's like, we do these type of things. Like, I think what, like, to answer your question truly, I think fans that see us notice it's authentic. It's not somebody acting. So they're like, all right, this is who this guy is. So whether I either like it or not, I'm going to listen. You know, I think that means something because people want to hear the truth. People want to hear, all right, you're being real about this. Now, I might disagree. It'll be different if they disagree. I'm like, all right, get out the chat. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's have a debate. If you think what I'm saying is totally wrong, let me hear your side of it. Like, why do you think Aaron Hicks should be playing every day? Or why do you think this guy should be in the lineup daily? It's when you're real, put it this way, it's a lot easier to be real than to be fake.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the only way I know.
Yeah, and then you could tell because it broke my heart when I found out that the majority, I want to say 95% of these talking heads that are on the mainstream news of MLB Network, ESPN, they're all failed actors that took a journalist class, right? So when you have people that actually,
it's a great point.
Yeah, when you have people that actually invested time, like you legit watch every game, every inning, every out, every pitch. Like there's no ifs, ands, or but around that. And that separates your take from, say, like a Stephen A, who hardly watches the Yankees. And when he talks about the Yankees, he talks about Hank Steinbrenner being the issue when Hank Steinbrenner's been dead for how many years?
Yeah, right, exactly. And no, it's that's one of the main reasons we created NY News TV. I talk about it all the time. The motto is real talk for the real fan because I'm sitting back a lot of times throughout the last couple of years and NY News TV created in January of this year. But Simonetti source and all that, making videos and all that, but not with the same passion. Because because people probably said that, Pete, I remember the rants and all. Yeah, they were the same, but I was a different person. So
I remember the car rants. That's what I first found you, the car rants.
Yeah, so completely different person and different attitude towards creating something that we're creating now. And I'll sit there and watch these guys. I'm like, all right, nobody's asking any legit question. Nobody's asking nothing for real. Like, this is obvious. Like, and that's why during games sometimes I literally just lose it because I'm like, we are all thinking the same thing. How are they not making these moves? What are they thinking that's different than us? We're baseball fans. We're smart. We're not stupid. I feel like everybody that watches are knowledgeable baseball fans. If you're in there religiously, you're a knowledgeable baseball fan. You love baseball. You like baseball enough to understand, hey, look, guys, this is not the right move to continue to be made. So, not seeing the media guys, the Yankees beat writers, and not all of them are bad by all means. But not seeing them ask these questions or put a little heat on these guys, it's very, very frustrating because we don't want to sit there and be like, hey, well, beat Aaron Boone up every night. No, but when the Yankees are struggling and slumping, where's the questions about the clubhouse? Where's the questions about the mentality of the team? When there's an obvious move that isn't made, where's the questions about, you guys are running out certain guys who have not been playing too well? Where's the pushback? Someone we're told Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is the best shortstop in baseball. Where's that pushback at? That's my issue. It's
just to me, it makes no sense because when you have people, when you have them say, oh, it's the analytics is what drives the team and what leads the team. Cool. Then you could point to certain analytics that show you that Aaron Hicks is probably the worst player in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
You could point to analytics that show you that Josh Donaldson cannot hit a fastball and he's having the lowest exit velo in his career. Yep. You could point to the analytics to show you that IKF is the third worst fielding shortstop in all of Major League Baseball. Yeah. So when they use the analytic defense, Pete, that's when I get upset because it's like, bro, you're literally just trying to just cover our eyes and just feed us dog shit. That's literally all you guys doing.
Well, here's the crazy thing about analytics is I can find an analytic number almost on anybody to say this is what they do good. But that doesn't mean across the board they're good. So it's the same thing when people go, oh, batting average doesn't matter. Well, it is part of the story. Just like analytics, it's part of the story. So instead of picking and choosing, oh, defensive run saves, he does this well. All right, but there's 5 other stats that says he doesn't do this well. So do we just pick and choose what works for you guys? Or like, how does that work? Because at the end of the day, I think any Yankee fan, and by all means, again, I'm going to go back to say a lot of the fans that have been apologists for this team, they're even saying, hey, look, the dude's not the best defensive shortstop. Let's be real here. Yeah. Like, we've seen countless times where errors have not been called, or it's a routine ground ball and it's missed or booted or thrown in the dirt and it gets the error on the first baseman or whatever it might be. But, you know, when you're a journalist and the manager of this team, as they're going down just a spiral, is sitting there looking at you saying, no, it's the right move because he's the best defensive shortstop in baseball. And everybody's just like, all right, cool. Yeah, he's the best defensive shortstop in baseball.
And they just run with it.
You don't even have to be rude. You don't be like, Aaron Boone, you don't have to be like me. Hey, this guy's a moron. You don't got to do that. But you could sit there and go, hey, Aaron, you know, we watch every game just like you do. I understand what number you're looking at, but there's also analytic numbers that says he is not as good as you guys are saying as shortstop. Is there any consideration of moving back to third base? They don't even ask that. Is it
just a little bit of pushback, like you said?
Exactly.
Just a little bit.
Exactly.
We're not asking you guys to be like yourself, Peter, like me.
Right.
You know, and like basically holding them to the sun, asking them a question, basically torturing them. But at the same time, there needs to be a little bit of a pushback. Now, I switch over the combo just a little bit. Brian Cashman. After this year, you think he's getting an extension, or you think he's done?
I'll say this. I don't know if you've heard this video, but earlier in the offseason, I was told by somebody that said he might retire, that there's been conversations that he might retire and walk away. Now, my dream scenario is that Derek Jeter takes that spot.
Bro, we on the same wavelength.
I mean, that's my dream scenario. You know why? Look, I'm actually going to probably have a video on this soon and break it down, but hell, I'll put some of it out right now. If Steinbrenner was a smart man, and I'm not saying he's not a smart man. The guy's probably an educated man. We know that. My thing is, if you're hearing the comparisons to your father, you're hearing all that stuff all the time, you're not spending money, which he is spending money. But if you hear all that stuff, what's the greatest way to alleviate all of that conversation? You bring in one of the greatest winners in Yankee history, and somebody who got the same mindset as George does.
Yeah.
And then you could just say, you know what? I'll take the seat back. You know what I mean? I'll sit back. I don't like being involved. No problem. Bring Derek Jeter, and I guarantee you all those questions go away. Bro, me too.
I'll shut up real quick.
I'd sit here and be like, you know what? I am not even going to care what Steinbrenner does. He keeps that payroll at 260. What they go up, whatever it is, no problem. He's spending the money. You need somebody in there like Derek Jeter was doing with the Marlins. People want to throw shade at Jeet with the Marlins. Nah, Jeter built a good base. That team went to the playoffs. He built a good base. So you can knock some of the moves, and that's okay because not every move is going to work out. But Jeter simply said, hey, now's the time to start putting money in this team because we could win. And they were like, no, we're good. So Jeet could come in immediately and be like, all right, well, you know, whatever. Judge got to come back. We know that. But I just feel like he has the mindset that this team is losing too much. We don't need to win every season. And that's a problem, in my opinion. That's a problem. Or not even that we don't need to win. They want to win. I always say this about the Yankees, and this is how I feel about them. The Yankees play to win, but they expect to win, but they don't play to win. Yeah. I always say that because you watch this team and you're like, all right, they're getting a little slump, and the whole team is like they're at a funeral in the dugout. Everybody's heads down. Yeah. Nobody chatting, nobody cares. I'm like, all right, there's something wrong in that clubhouse. And I've been saying this since 2018. There's something wrong in the clubhouse where everything is just too easy and relaxed. You need somebody to go up in there and do the dude from Major League, Lou Brown, and throw a chair across the room and just say, wake up. You know what I mean? Get up, guys. What are we doing? So, you know, I think Jeet would bring that back in a sense of, no, we are here to win. You know, and the thing is, who's going to question that? If Jeter's saying it, he's part of what this roster is going to be now. Who's going to sit back and question Derek Jeter's want to win? Nobody. Yeah. Nobody. It's the perfect move.
And you bring it up perfectly because if anybody saw that Jeter documentary, he spoke how that Marlins tenure, you know, of them losing, how it affected him because he wanted to win. Like you said, if you look at the young talent that the Marlins have now and on the rise, Chisholm, Jeter was the part of that regime that, you know, developed him. Sandy Alcantara, Jeter was a part of that regime that developed him. You know, if you would have asked me this question like 2 weeks ago, if I would have thought Derek Jeter possibly would have been, you know, take over for Brian Cashman, I would have said no. I would have been like, nah, he's going to enjoy his retirement. But when I tell you at that stadium Friday, and he said those words that he said, bro.
Yes.
Everybody, when I tell you, because everybody was booing Cashman. As soon as Jeter said those words, the quietness, the pin drop, everybody looking to. I was asking people that I didn't even know, like, is he going to take over for Cashman? Like, you just felt that at the stadium that day.
Yep. I remember seeing a comment, and people, I was live waiting for that because I know, it started a little late because of the ceremony. And people were in the chat talking about it. And I was like, man, what did he say exactly? And when I was told and I read what he said, I'm like, oh, come on now. That's a hint. That's a hint if I ever seen one. That's like, all right, take it easy, everybody. But look, one of the great things Jeter just said, and I tweeted about this. A lot of the cats out there that's like, oh, you guys are negative because you're saying this about the team. You're not always positive. Derek Jeter just shut you all down. He just shut everybody down. So anybody ever calls me negative again, you know what I'm saying? Well, Derek Jeter doesn't share your mindset. He likes what we're doing because look what he said. Yankee fans boo because they want to cheer. And that Derek's a different cat altogether. Yeah. Because Derek could come with one of these tiny little lines and be like, I'm going to sum it up for you very easily. Yankee fans boo because they want to cheer. And you know what that means? Yankee fans talk about the team or go at the team because they want to cheer for the team, not because they want to be negative. I wasn't talking. I wasn't. What was I saying negative when the Yankees were playing good? Nothing. Nothing. Had nothing to be negative about. All I continued to say was I do personally feel they're playing a little over their head. That's all I said. I do feel that way because I'm still concerned about injuries and the red flags this team has. But Jeet really shut that down, and I think that is a must to get back into the front office.
Yeah, definitely. Last week we had Scott Braun on from the MLB Network, and he was talking about Aaron Judge, and where potentially he could go this offseason. Scott Braun is putting money down that he's going to sign with the San Francisco Giants. That's heartbreaking, whatever for me. Everybody's saying that, but ultimately, dream scenario is the Yankees retain Aaron Judge over the offseason. Jeter is named the president, taking over for Cashman. And one of the first news conference we have is Jeter giving Judge the title of captain.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it.
Where do you see? I'm sorry. Where do you see Judge going, and what's the money you thinking Judge can get? I mean,
I'm still concerned about the Giants, and definitely am. I'm definitely concerned still about the Giants. That's a name that I heard about even in the offseason. When I was talking to guys like Kevin Kernan and a few others, they were like, "Yeah, he's going to the Giants. I don't see him coming back here." And I think the big thing is that there is no understanding truly, and there's no way to really know, is where is Aaron Judge's heart? And that's not me questioning him at all. That's me simply saying, does Aaron Judge want to go to the West Coast? Is that a preference of his? And if it is, there's nothing wrong with that. He's his own person. He wants to go to the West Coast, go. My main concern with the Yankees is, we even heard Randy Levine talk about it. Oh, we gave him the biggest offer ever. Whoa, wait a second. At the time you did, but you all balked at him having the season he's having. You guys didn't think he could do it. Aaron Judge banked on himself. No, you got to give that man respect for that. Because he's in the driver's seat now. You guys are not. If he had a year where he got injured or he just didn't play well, the Yankees could sit back and be like, well, we told you. Now it's like, no. Your fan base expects you to shut up and pony up. That's simple. That's simple. And Aaron Judge expects it. I would love to be Aaron Judge's agent. I would love to. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the easiest conversation in the world. Okay, what does Garrett Cole get paid? $36 a year? Yeah, we need more than that. we could start there. How valuable has he been this year compared to my client? We could start right there. My client does it every single day.
MVP, I always love to tell people, MVP means most valuable player, not best player in the league. Stats wise, you take Aaron Judge away from this team, this Yankee team is not even fighting for wild card position.
Oh,
the Orioles
they're
have
out.
a better record than
they're way out. I said this recently, and I think I actually said it in a chat while they were playing the Angels. I said, you know the funny thing is, guys, if you take Aaron Judge at the lineup, the Yankees offense is the Angels. They hit home runs every now and then. That's it. They don't do nothing else. They hit a home run every now and then. That's it. They won't do nothing else. people don't recognize, like, it's funny. What Aaron Judge is doing isn't just a good year. The guy's having one of the most historic power seasons of all time. But then you also add in, well, my dude's also hitting over 300. Like, yes. Does anybody, like, can we put two and two together here and recognize? We do it with Ohtani so easily because he pitches. Okay, cool. I'm not taking anything away from him. Mm-hmm. But when you say, oh, because he's a two-way guy, you're taking away from one of the greatest offensive seasons in the history of Major League Baseball. Yeah. So we're not just talking about a two-way star, which Ohtani is phenomenal. Nobody's taking away from that. But Ohtani, compared to Judge this year, I'm sorry, it is not even. It's not even it shouldn't even be a conversation. It should be Ohtani's amazing, but what Aaron Judge is doing this year, that's it.
Another point, Pete, that people love to forget in the conversation with Ohtani and Judge has played more games in center field than right field this year.
Yes, that's right.
Like that's what people not understand.
That's right.
It's like somebody who was a career second base, and then at the age of 31, you move them to shortstop, and they're playing Gold Glove defense.
Exactly.
Like you have to have that in the conversation. That
no doubt.
That big of a body that Aaron Judge is 6'7", 6'8", 200 plus, 250 plus is running around in Yankee Stadium center field. Point blank period. That's the MVP, most valuable player. Now, if, in the future, because baseball is going through all these changes and stuff like that. I'll ask you that in a second. How would you feel of having a separate award? You have the AL MVP, the NL MVP, but then a second reward of like best offensive player in the league, the same like they do with the Cy Young. Best offensive player in the league. Call it the Babe Ruth Award. Hey, however you want to put it, whatever award name you want to give it to, call it that award and have that be for the best statistical player in the league, not MVP. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm always cool with it. I'm always cool with that. I think one of the awards, too, that doesn't get looked upon enough is the Silver Slugger Award. I just don't think it's something that people really, give a lot of credence to, but it should, because that is basically you're the best offensive player in your position. So Aaron Judge will easily take that home this year also, along with many other awards. But no, I'm always open for more awards. I think, as we grow in baseball, you're going to see more two-way players. So to have like a separate award for something like that, I mean, I don't know how they could do it or what that will look like, but you're going to see more of those guys. Look, Ronald Guzman just got DFA'd, but he's throwing 96 miles an hour from the left side. He's going to find a job somewhere.
Oh,
so
definitely.
Are we saying here that if Ronald Guzman plays a full season, let's say he's a better pitcher than hitter. He comes out of the bullpen, he pitches to a 2.91 ERA. He throws only 40 innings. But he's also a team's DH. He bats .205, but he hits 26 home runs. Is he the MVP of the league?
In some people's eyes it would. It's the same argument people were having when Mike Trout first came up and he was battling Miguel Cabrera for the MVP. I don't care what anybody says. Miguel Cabrera had 2 Triple Crown seasons back to back. He should have won an MVP back to back.
No question.
As great of a player that Mike Trout is defensively, you cannot take away the fact that in that lineup in Detroit, all he had was Victor Martinez, who was aged, and Prince Fielder with a bad back. That's all he had, and he was still putting up those type of numbers that he was putting up Miguel Cabrera wise. It's just sometimes the analytics, I love it. There's some parts of it that I love it, but at the same time, people, it's beating a dead horse. It's literally just a broken record on repeat, going.
Correct. And here's the thing too. When it comes to like let's say for an example, like you brought up the Triple Crown years, these are things that do not happen. And to pass up on that and be like, we didn't give him an award that year because this guy did this. No. I'm sorry. You can't do that. And another thing for me, I'm sorry, I'm old school in this regard. You got to be a halfway decent team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Look, and I think somebody in your chat even brought up about how bad the Yankees will be. We talked about it. If you take Aaron Judge off the Yankees, they're terrible. They're in first place right now. They're about to lock up their division. I mean, I think the division's over. Knock on wood. The division's over. They're 5.5 games up. They don't play today. The Rays play. We'll see what happens. But you take Ohtani off the Angels, they're a last place team still. There ain't no difference. I'm not saying that one. Then again, I guess you could say that one guy can make a difference because Aaron Judge is making that difference for the Yankees offense. You could say that Ohtani's helping both sides of the ball. Yeah, and that is awesome. But his team's still the last place team. They're not a good club. They're not contending for nothing. So Ohtani's going out there playing baseball. Would Ohtani do the same thing in New York? I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
And the same question could be asked about Mike Trout. As
Yeah,
great
right.
as a player Mike Trout is, as great as, he puts up amazing numbers, beautiful, legendary, historic numbers. Mm-hmm. Do those numbers translate in New York with the pressure that is New York?
That's right.
We don't know. We've never seen Mike Trout in September chasing a team 2 games back, bases loaded in the 9th inning, 3-2 count. We've never seen him in that situation try to succeed. We've never seen it. So I'm not sure if it can transition. We have so many different players that left other situation, come to New York and just bombed. Yeah. And was never the same. Like Kevin Brown was an utter disgrace here in New York. Yep, Javi Vasquez, utter disgrace here in New York. Steve Carsey, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on.
Yep. No, you're 100% right. And like you said, you're right. We've never seen them in that type of environment. We've never really seen them in a major playoff push. So I'm just like, I'm like, okay. I mean, he's doing good. There's no pressure on him. And let's remember, Ohtani didn't want to come to New York. Yeah. He didn't want to come there. He didn't want to pitch in a major market like New York. So, it's going to be interesting to see because, the Yankees did try to trade for him. They did try to trade for him at the deadline. That is true. They tried very, very hard to trade for him at the deadline, which I think every single Yankee fan would have been, head over heels insane. Or we would have went nuts and been so happy about that. But it's a very, very valid point. And unfortunately, the people that are going to be voting on this, I'll tell you right now, and I'll say it right now. Would I be shocked if they announced that Ohtani won? No. I wouldn't be shocked at all. And if any fan's sitting there going, I'll be shocked. In your heart, you wouldn't be. Your mind will be telling you there ain't no way. Because you're right, there ain't no way. But they could definitely vote and have Ohtani win, no doubt about it.
It's the same group of guys, the same group of voters that one of these dirtbags didn't vote Jeter in the first round to make it unanimous. So
because it's their recognition. It's the recognition idea. Oh, I just want people to talk about me for a little bit, and that's what it is. That's what it is.
It's an ego trip at the end of the day. I always like to.
Can you imagine I voted Jeter in for the Hall of Fame? I mean, how stupid you guys.
What's the logic? What's the logic not to vote Jeter in the first round of the Hall? Like,
what is wrong with you?
I don't know. Somebody was just spurned that he probably didn't sign an autograph for one of his nephews or something.
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't. It's got to be like some sort of personal grudge there because I'm just like, and I know a lot of times they'll bring it up like, well, this great player didn't get in and he had better career numbers. Okay, that's cool and all, but who is like as an overall sense of Major League Baseball, what you would want your guy to be? Who's better than Derek? I mean, who's better than Derek? Even the people that hate Derek Jeter, like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, in that regard,
like Red Sox fans cheered him. Like, his last series, they every at bat they cheered him every at bat. So
it's just an ultimate respect. There's just and that's why I say respect because you got the whole respect thing with Jeet. It is. It's an ultimate respect thing for everybody. I mean, and but you're right. I mean, the people doing these votes, they do that sometimes. They're like, you know what? I didn't like him. Who cares? I'll get talked about for a week.
Let's shift the gear just for a little bit. Let's talk about these rule changes that are coming up for next year. Yeah. What's your thoughts on them? Because we got the pitch clock, we got the throw over, the bags are getting bigger. What's your thoughts on these rule changes going forward?
I tell you what, the one thing that I absolutely love is the pitch clock. I love it. Love it. Now, there's some people out there that's gonna be like, it's gonna interfere with the game. I don't like it. I don't think the game needs to be sped up. Let me tell you right now, if you've gone to a minor league game this year and you've got to see it, you're going to appreciate it and love it. You also notice when a minor league pitcher comes up, they work like this because they're so used to it already. I think maybe some veterans and things like that would have to get a little used to it. But I tell you what, I love it. And games, whether you're a fan of the game going faster or not, I don't care. I'll watch baseball for 5 hours. I mean, I've called games for 4.5 hours. I don't care. I'm going to sit there and watch. But what I will say is it does speed the game up significantly. All you got to do is watch a Jamison Tyon or Jordan Montgomery start this year. And you're going to appreciate the pitch clock. Yeah. You'll sit back and be like, all right, dude gets on base. All right. Sometimes I do it during the things. I'll just be all right, guys. He got the ball back 1, 2, 3. And I'll get to 35, 36, 38 seconds, 41. Sometimes I'm like, that's insane. There's no way it should take almost a minute to throw a pitch. No way in the world. Even with PitchCom, you're like, it's still taking forever. You got the pitch right in your head. You don't got to wait for nothing. But I like it. I like it. I also had to be won over, so to say, on the shift ban because there was a part of me for a while saying, well, it is strategy. I mean, you let your, I mean, there is a part of the game that is a strategy. But then I'm sitting there going, but you're really taking away positions, aren't you? Because a second baseman shouldn't be able to play shortstop. Why could the Yankees put Gleyber Torres in right field? He's not a right fielder. Like, that should be something on the lineup card to be like, well, you can't bat whenever you want to bat, so why do you get to play whenever you want to play? You can't play any position you want to play. So when I look at it that way, I go, you know what? Maybe if they just stay on their side of the bag, that's cool. And that's exactly what they've done. They've said, a second baseman can't go over to the shortstop side of the bag. Shortstop can't go over to the second side of the bag. I'm okay with it. And if you saw some of the numbers, you could see how it's going to affect some guys. There is, I think Corey Seager has like 30 plus hits robbed this year. Yeah. He's already having a phenomenal season. So I do like it. Now, here's what I hope doesn't happen. And this is where it could affect the New York Yankees. I hope they don't use it as an excuse on why some guys didn't perform the way they expected, and they're going to make that as an excuse to bring them back.
Yeah.
That's because it might be, a guy like Aaron Hicks, they could say, well, it actually took away 11 base hits this year. So instead of batting 206, he would have batted 212. 212. And that's a major difference for us. All love Aaron Hicks. I gotta go at you, bro.
We gotta get ready for the bring Joey Gallo back because the shift is on Yankee fans. That's gonna happen. But
I wouldn't doubt it.
Like you said, but when it comes to Aaron Hicks, right? I don't like to beat somebody, to just keep it's repetitive. It's very easy for us, but at the same time, it's like a major league player has to be prepared. So I'm gonna ask you this question, Pete. Put yourself in the shoes of a major league player, right? Yeah. So you got a game Friday, right? It's a 7:00 game. The Jeter, you know Jeter's gonna be there. Everything's going. What time would you, Pete Simonetti, show up to the stadium to get ready for that 7:00 game?
Oh man, I would definitely be more than a good 3 hours before.
Okay,
easily.
I was on
2:30, 2:30.
I was online right at gate 4. Aaron Hicks jumped out of his SUV that was dropping him off at 3:45. 3:45,
really?
4 o'clock. He showed up to the stadium.
Yeah, no, that's too late. That's far too late in my opinion. That's far too late in my
4
opinion.
o'clock is when he showed up to the stadium.
And that's the game he played left, and he made all the errors in left field.
That's the game he played. Yeah.
Here's my thing. You said it right. Nobody wants to sit there and beat up on a guy all day. Nobody wants to. No. But you got no choice when you're a content creator. You know what I mean? You're watching a game the fans are expecting. Well, Pete, what do you think about this? They don't even have to ask you that. It's expected. Well, when I saw this, I mean, the reaction, my fiance clipped it. It's already on Instagram and everything. I think it's like our most shared video on Instagram that we've ever had. And it was just pure reaction. The first thing I said when he dropped the ball, I said, well, pick the ball up.
Yeah.
What do you do? There's men on base and you just put your head into the wall. And I mean, what is going on? Like, what are you thinking? And then everybody's like, well, that was a tough play to make in left field. Not for the guy that we expected him to be. No, it's not. That play should have been made. So, when you see all that and you're seeing this stuff happen, I understand the pressure in New York gets tough. I understand there's going to be times where the fans beat you up and it's like, man, I'm getting booed every single day. Like, you might start questioning yourself. Am I in the right profession? Am I even a good player anymore? And that is what comes with New York. Now, look, I'm going to bring another example up for people. Giancarlo Stanton gets paid way more money. Way more money than Stan. Giancarlo Stanton hasn't been treated, in a sense, nicely by Yankee fans all the time. He's been booed. He's been beat up. He's been booed out the stadium. Giancarlo Stanton sits there and answers every single question.
Doesn't run.
I would boo me too. It's expected. He never goes, I just feel bad. No, he sits there and goes, hey, it's expected when you play here. I understand that. But Giancarlo Stanton shows up. When he struggles, he strikes out, walks away, goes back to do it again when he's healthy. Playoffs come, he's performed. I could sit here right now and go, well, Pete, G's not playing good. Why are you going at him instead of Aaron Hicks? Giancarlo Stanton has proved in huge moments that he'll come through. And on top of that, he doesn't complain, ever. I've never heard him say, you know what, it's the injury. He's never said nothing. It's obvious. We're like, this dude's legs aren't good no more. He's shot. He's beat up on the leg side. And he's like, it's all right. I'm good. I'm okay. I'll play baseball. I'll go out there. Am I running 100% all the time? No, it's as clear as day you're not. But you play ball every single day. Never seen this dude miss a fly ball, a strikeout, put his head down and walk away looking, moping around and, I can't do it. It's even something I bring up with Garrett Cole. I'm like, bro, you miss a pitch and you start pouting on the mound like a little girl. A guy makes an error. You can see it affects you mentally. Play ball. Go play ball. So, yes, I'm sorry, but me personally, I am going to come at guys like Aaron Hicks. He's making $10+ million a year. He's the reason a lot of other kids aren't getting a shot. Oswaldo Cabrera is showing how good he is. He could have been up a lot early in the season, but Aaron Hicks is getting paid $10 million.
Estevan Florial, perfect example.
So,
perfect example.
No question. So I'm sorry, but for me, I'm going to call him out. I'm going to call him out. And I know a lot of the Yes Network guys called him out too. And I was laughing because I said, let me just see why the reason was that Boone took him out. Boone was like, I just had to get him out that situation. Cool. To me, that's acceptable. I agree. Yeah. I would have took him out. I would have took him out on the field during that moment. I would have came and got him. I would have took the glove myself. All right.
Dragged him by his goddamn ear. Like, come here.
I would have just walked out to him. I would have took his gloves and get in the dugout. I'd have put it on just to make a big moment. And I would have stayed out there and left. Come on, start the game. Just to say, you know what? He's lost it. He's had enough. I would say it after the game. I would say, look, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. That's simple. I'm fed up. You put on a show out there. Yes, I did. You know why? Because I'm sick of it. That's simple. You don't have to say Aaron Hicks sucks. You don't have to say that. Is Aaron Hicks playing to the ability we expect? No. But that's not you trashing your guy. Same thing with IKF when they asked him about it. The day he made all those errors and everybody was going at him, I would have simply said, instead of saying he's the best defensive shortstop that we know, I would have said, hey, look, I think IKF, in my opinion, I believe IKF is a phenomenal shortstop. There is numbers that back that up. But should he have made those plays today? Yes. That is not knocking him. Because people say, well, Pete, what would you want him to do? Be a little honest.
Yeah.
Be a little accountable. Hold these guys to a little bit of accountability. I guarantee if you ask IKF, hey, should you have made that roller on the ball from Garrett Cole that was right to you? He would have said, oh, yeah, no question.
Yep.
He knows that. So for you to sit there, you put more pressure on the player by sitting there, he's the greatest in the world. The players probably sit back and be like, oh, damn.
Okay. I ain't fucking good.
That's right. What the fuck are you talking? What is he talking about? Really? Okay. Now I got to make sure I really catch every ground ball because my manager's out there be like, he's the greatest defensive shortstop that ever lived.
Yeah.
So, I just think there's a way around the way a manager holds teams accountable, but also the way fans go at players. We just want to see him perform. That's all. It goes back to what Jeter said. We don't want to boo. We don't want to boo Hicks. We want to cheer him.
Yeah, it's and like you said, when it comes to Giancarlo Stanton, perfect example of being accountable and holding yourself to a certain standard. One thing, when Joey Gallo left and he was traded, one thing that I couldn't stand, and I called him out on this, was Michael K's response to it and saying how Joey Gallo painted himself as a victim, leaving New York. To me, if you listened and read those Joey Gallo comments, it was total opposite. He took accountability. He never not once blamed the fans, like you said. He never not once blamed the coaches stuff. As a Knicks fan, Joey Gallo didn't do what Julius Randle did, right? He didn't say fuck you to the fans. He didn't take anything he didn't try to fight a coach, fight a play. No, Joey Gallo, it didn't work out. He realized it didn't work out. He was accountable for himself and he moved on. I wish Joey Gallo all the best of luck going forward. I hope he goes to the playoffs, and if it's not against us, if it's against someone else, go off. Have your moment in the postseason. Let that be your legacy. Yeah. But I just didn't like the fact, and I appreciate the fact how Michael K tried to paint it. Especially, we know Michael K over these past 6 years has been dog walked by Yankee fans, has been punched and beat up. Now you want to take this chance to be edgy and be an edgelord and get a joke in. To me, it was just bad taste from his point.
I could sum up the whole Joey Gallo thing for you really easy. It never should have happened.
Yeah.
And I'm going to also throw myself out there. I wanted Joey Gallo on the Yankees. But here's the difference. I didn't know about the issues Joey Gallo has. I didn't know about that. The Yankees knew about that. And I believe It was, who was it? Was it Michael K or somebody? Whoever it was that was interviewing Randy Levine recently. They asked him flat out, knowing what you know now, should you guys have traded for Gallo? And he was like, no, we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have traded for him. Because I interviewed, you might have saw the interview I had with Kevin Kernan. Kevin Kernan flat out said, and this is like right after he got traded to the Yankees, wasn't far after it. And he was struggling bad. He said he's talked to people, and if the Yankees, the only reason this move was made was purely based off analytic numbers. This was an analytic Mike Fishman move. Go get this dude. Because he said flat out, if you talk to anybody in the Rangers organization, or if they did any advanced scouting at all and took that into consideration, they would have told him immediately, this guy mentally should not be in New York City. He's not going to handle it well. And he didn't. And he admits it.
Yeah.
It's not the place for me. Doesn't work for me. So for me to now go out there and beat up Joey Gallo, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Especially Michael K. Look, I'm not. When you got tics, that's a form of Tourette syndrome.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be in New York.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be playing in the biggest market and be like, all right, well, what does Joey Gallo do a lot? What do we know about him? Well, he bats slow and he strikes out a ton. So you're putting the dude in the position already knowing there's going to be huge moments when you fail. Like we all do. But you even worse because you strike out a ton. And then he comes over here and that Gold Glove turned into mush. And it was like, that ain't even here. So it's just like, yeah, from the very jump, this was not the right move to make.
And I'm not sure, with the Gold Glove play and his defense just totally taking a step back, I'm not sure if that was him having to play left field instead of right field because his entire career he was a right fielder. Like he could have been. Never played. It could have been that situation. Just one small detail like that. But going forward, you talked about the division being wrapped up. Let's just have this before I was about to be 12. But the Yankees have a 5-game lead now in division, 5.5 game now lead in the division. Tampa Bay and Toronto, they play each other 8 times over the next 2 weeks. They have like a 5-game series starting up. Then they have another 3-game series starting up. When it comes to this division, do you trust this team to hold on to this division, especially with the reinforcements that are on the way back?
Believe it or not, I do. Can I sit here right now and tell you I think the Yankees win the World Series? I'll say no.
Yeah, no.
I'll just be honest. I don't see it. I don't think they have what it takes to win it. I don't. Do they win a division? Yeah, I think they do. I think they're very, very lucky that they played very good to start the season. We know that. They had an unbelievable record. What was it, 51-17, something like that? Like an insane.
Yeah, it was an 80-something win percentage.
It's just unbelievable. I mean, something that doesn't happen. 98, we did it. Only a few select teams have done this in history. So the Yankees got up to that great start, but like you said, the teams that are chasing them are the Rays and Jays. So whenever the Yankees win a game while they're playing, they're gaining on somebody.
Yeah.
And the Jays and the Rays are going to beat up each other badly. I don't see that going like a 7-2. I don't see anybody really doing that. So all the Yankees got to do is play baseball, win games. If the Yankees played 500 ball, they're going to win it. If they played even a little below it, they're still going to win it. But they would have to completely tank and knock on wood. Let's hope that doesn't happen. With the reinforcements coming over, I'm excited about that. I'm happy to see these guys get back on the field. There's even a rumor that it's potential, which I'm told very, very doubtful, that Benintendi could be back by the end of the year. Matt Carpenter might be back by the end of the year. We know Harrison Bader's already playing in the minor leagues. Stole a base yesterday. The foot looks good. But getting him back in center field, you automatically improve your team.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that they have guys coming back. Britton, we know that. Chapman, we know that. Chapman, don't be going out there getting those dirty-ass tattoos that you've been getting. Whatever the hell you ass be doing. But we don't need no more of that nonsense. I don't know who you can get tattoos from being a multimillionaire.
To me, I thought that was, of course, that would happen. Of course, with the season that we're having, right, of course, that would be the injury that he got, right? Because it's like, hold on, wait 1 second. It's like, I got tattoos, right? I got about like 8 or 9 tattoos, right? Yeah. Pete, people that got tattoos. Name me a person that gets a tattoo in the summertime. Who the hell gets you don't get a tattoo in the summertime.
Right.
You get it September, October, November, so it can heal for a little bit, so you can show it off in the summertime, right? Even if you get one in the summertime, who the hell wants to see it with all that, A&D ointment on it? Like, it's just, you got a shiny forehead on your arm. What are you doing, Chapman?
I don't know, but you're right. It's such a Yankee thing, and I kind of felt bad for Boone to talk about it because I'm like, oh yeah, he got a tattoo and got infected, so we got to put him on an IL. Because my first thing is like, I'm going to him like, what are you doing? Like that's not my first response to him is like, what do you do? Me personally, here's what I tell him: do me a favor, go home.
Yeah. Yeah,
we'll see when we bring you back.
I've played so many times in Pelham Bay, and not once did I ever get like an infection or anything like that. So what the hell were you doing? That. But Pete, we got this event. You guys have this event coming up. For us Yankee fans that don't know about it, please let the fans know about it, how they could get involved, how they could go and visit. Because I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna make sure that I'm there for this event coming up. I missed your last event that you guys had at Yankee Stadium. I was down in Florida. I was down seeing the Tarpons down in Florida. But let the people know about this event going forward and how they could get a ticket.
Yeah, bro, I'm super excited about it. So if you guys know, June 25th, we put on an amazing event at Yankee Stadium. Had 120 plus people show up there. It was a Yankee event, of course, but this one is our event. It's for ALDS Game 1. We're going to have the mics out there. You're going to be hearing the hey live in person. You know, we're going to have my fiance hates that. I do it all day. I don't know why. There's a little something wrong with me. But it's back in the Bronx. We're right here in home. So here's the way I tell everybody about this event, right? If you don't got tickets to ALDS Game 1 at Yankee Stadium, probably like behind home plate, this is the spot to be. It's the spot to be. Look, you're going to go there, right? You pay your ticket. You get your ticket. You got food. You got drinks. All that's included. All of it's included. You're going to come in there and be like, all right, I'm hungry. I'm good. I'm going to watch ball. That's what you're doing. 365-inch televisions all over the walls. We're going to be talking. We got a live DJ. So in between is going to be mute. It's going to be a whole vibe. You know the BX style. It's going to be a whole vibe. So you need to get your tickets ASAP. Make sure you're there. Make sure you come. On top of that, multiple giveaways, raffle style. We got about 7 or 8 items right now that's priced well above $100. Nice. So we're giving that away. We ain't asking for nothing. We're giving it away. All we asking for is show up. Don't come alone. Bring your friends with you. Bring your friends with you who don't know about NY News TV. Because I'm telling you, once this event is done and people see it, it's like, yo, you know what? I am never going to miss an NY News TV event. We got to be there. We got to be there. Because there's not many. Who else is doing it?
Yeah, no one.
Who else is doing it? So, you know, we want to be out there with the community. We want to be there. And we found a beautiful venue, a great venue in the Bronx. If you go to YouTube, it's already on there. nynewstv.eventbrite.com. Get your tickets right there. It is limited. So make sure you get your tickets as soon as you can. But Tremont Avenue, we're right there. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in the Bronx, if you're outside the Bronx, it's easily accessible. Accessible. Bronx is simple. So show up, be there 7 o'clock. We're going until game ends to 1 in the morning plus whatever it is. But you're going to have everything you want in that ticket. You know, come hungry, come to have a few drinks, relax, have a good time, chat with friends and family, pictures together. It's just going to be, an amazing event, man. I'm so excited about it. I'm
definitely looking forward to it. The spot that you guys had originally in Brooklyn, I'm not gonna lie, I was looking forward to that because that's where I used to go 2 years ago to watch Dragon Ball Super episodes Saturday morning, early in the morning. So that spot, I knew that spot that you guys had in Brooklyn. And you know, now that it's in Tremont, it's closer to me because I've been diking and stuff like that. So it saves me for transportation.
You're from my fiance stomping grounds.
Yeah. I'm right over here, 207 and Seaman Avenue, right over here at 207 and Seaman.
Yeah. We actually were close to getting a location right there, the Seaman Catering. It's called Seaman.
Right.
We were close to getting on that. They just took a very long time, like to respond. I'm like, I need to get it soon.
Right.
So this other spot became open. I'm like, this cat doing everything for us.
Listen, you guys got this spot. It worked out perfectly for you guys. Tremont Ave. Is it East Tremont that it is, or just Tremont Ave?
It's right next to Frank's.
Okay,
right next to Frank's.
Yeah. I know exactly where that's at. Yep. Yeah, it's not that far from me, even from Dykeman, from where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
but
perfect spot.
Let's see, Pete. It's September 12th, right?
Yes, sir.
I had you on today. Is there a possibility that we can have you on another time? Because this conversation, I love it, bro. Honestly,
you don't even gotta ask me, bro. No doubt.
You let me know watching you, bro. Like I said, a fan, and from a fan to you, I can say I appreciate the work that you've done, especially these past couple of years. You know, with NYY, especially this year, I should say, with NYY News, the team that you guys have. great things are coming for you guys. You know, I put that in the universe. Great things should be coming towards you guys. And as well, a little guilty thing that I have that I want to share. There's a 6-degree separation between myself and you. We've crossed paths with the same person, Michael Caputo. Michael Caputo Michael Caputo is a guy that I've been on different panels with, different watch-alongs with. He's a unique individual, and Michael Caputo. There's other Yankee content creators that's come across Michael Caputo and stuff.
He's well known. He's well known around, especially Yankee content creators. Michael Caputo's got to give him credit on that. He's made himself known. Known.
And you know, it's very easy just to laugh or whatever. But one thing to say is that Michael Caputo's fandom, he's a fan. Like he is a legit 100% stan, not even fan. He's a stan for this Yankee team, and I understand that his passion is he wants to win every year. He wants to win every game. He wants to win every inning. You know, so that's why I love Caputo for his passion. But sometimes I got to tell him, like, bro, can you shut the fuck up? Because sometimes
that's it.
It's a little bit too much.
And that's the whole thing with him. It's like, look, I am 100% cool with anybody being like, oh man, we're gonna lose again. I don't think we're gonna win this year. That's all okay. But the dude, there's been times, bro. Like I think you've heard these stories. From 1 o'clock, we'll do a live. I'll do another live at like 8:30, and he's on the same John the whole time. I'm like, nah, fam, you gotta stop. You gotta breathe a little bit. Take it easy. I told him one time, I was like, man, go out with a girl or something. Go have a good time. Go enjoy. Go for a dinner or something. Like get the Yankees off your mind for a second.
Yeah, and I tell him that all the time, like, Caputo, you just gotta separate yourself from this team, bro. Like
every now and then, I understand, but every now and then you got to give yourself a break. I do it. But I got to give myself a break. So,
but Caputo, if you're out there, just know it's all love. We still love you at the end of the day when it comes to that. It's all love. But Pete, bro, I appreciate you coming on, bro. I appreciate the whole NYY news team. I love you guys. You know, selfishly, I wish I could grow a mustache like you could grow a mustache because mine's it goes to a certain length and then it stops and becomes a caterpillar. So I selfishly I live my dreams through you when you have your mustache. So tell Jira it's just me trying to wish I had my own mustache that I've always wanted you to have it.
She's not a fan. She's not a fan of Mustache Poppy at all. So you know, but every now and then he's gonna make his return. He's definitely gonna make his return every now and then. We haven't had great luck though, so but you know, it is. Yeah,
you know, but the playoffs should be safe, like you said, health wise. You know, Benintendi. Hopefully, we get back. That's the question I wanted to ask you because when he got injured before, if you could answer it real quick before you.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool. So with Benintendi and the injury that he had, it was the helmet bone. It was what is the injury that he has? Because I'm confused.
It's weird. So I was confused too, because originally I'm like, okay, if it's the helmet bone, he's out. He's not coming back. It's a 6 to 8 week type thing. That you know, players have lost their career over that. I just kicked the camera 1 second. You know, players have lost their career over stuff like that. So apparently, he's had most of it removed.
Okay,
but he still damaged it. So I'm just nobody's giving a good explanation because they're like, he removed it, but he still damaged it. I'm like, all right. So and then they were like, well, maybe they removed some of it, not all of it. I'm like. Is he coming back? Like, just give us. My expectation is this: he's not coming back. If he does, cool, but I don't expect him to come back.
Yeah, I wouldn't bank on him coming back, but if he comes back, cool. It's just an extra help that we have. But like you said, because it was weird. He got an X-ray and it was negative. Then he got the MRI. The MRI deals with deep tissue. You already know that. So it's like for them to find it on an MRI, it's a bit weird. It's very weird that they found it on the MRI. And then the different reports. Some people it's the hook bone. Oh, it's the hamate. Oh, he never got it removed. Oh, he got it removed. So it was just we couldn't understand.
It's kind of like how the Yankees handle a lot of their injuries. It's like you really don't know.
Yeah,
like they'll be like, "Don't worry, I'll be back in 3 weeks." And it's like the SpongeBob thing. 3 months later, it's like, oh, he's still out. He's still out. So what happened? What happened to 3 weeks? I remember the Aaron Judge thing. I did a rant on that, like no tomorrow. 3 weeks. I called him Mr. 3 weeks. I'm like, it went from 3 weeks to 2.5 months. What happened to the original 3 weeks? I'll be back in 3 weeks, no problem. My man's sitting out there like, I ain't coming back anytime soon. Like, okay.
And and then it didn't help when, because the past 5 years we could say the Yankees medical staff has been a dumpster fire. It's been they hired people, fired people, hired people, fired people. So whenever somebody gets an injury, you just have to like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you hold your breath. You hold your breath. You're like, oh man, here we go. How long is this? Okay, they're saying 2 weeks. All right, it's gonna be a month and a half.
Yeah,
and always add more to it.
Especially this season, because if you see the injuries, it is the most randomest injuries that we have. It's the hand bone from Benintendi. It's Matt Carpenter fouling it off his back foot that hardly ever happens.
Never happens.
It's Michael King blowing up his elbow. Chad Green, it's just a constant, just injury after injury after injury. Yep. But going forward with the reinforcements coming back, is there anyone? Because I say we cannot fully evaluate the Montgomery trade until we see Harrison Bader play, right? Yeah. And I understand people that but why did we have to trade a pitcher during the middle of the season? It goes to show you how bad Aaron Hicks was, right? That the team just lost all trust in him, because if you're a team that had trust in your center fielder, why the hell would you trade a middle of the rotation pitcher for another center fielder?
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, that whole situation there is kind of odd too, because the expectation was they were getting a starter back. And, they still made that move. That move was done at like 11 a.m. They just didn't announce it. That deal was on the table ready to go at 11 a.m. I think I announced it at like 10:30. And, it got like, I think like 6,000 likes and like 3,000 retweets. And everybody was asking me, well, how does that make sense? I'm like, well, the expectation I'm told is that they're trying to add another starter. So everybody was hype. I'm hype. Yeah. I'm like, I'm waiting for this move to happen. Come on, who's the starter? And early on, I was like, they're talking about Rodon, and I was like, that would be you replace Monty with Rodon? World Series, what's good? Like, I'm like, all right, what's up? Like, but I think Bader coming back and him being healthy, people aren't looking at it the right way. They're looking at too much stats. They're saying, this guy, he's not a 300 guy, 280. He's not a 820, 840 OPS guy. Typically 720, 750, 760s on when he's at his best. I'm seeing it as energy. This dude plays with a different type of energy. He steals bases. He's very fast. He's arguably the best defensive center fielder in baseball. You don't think that helps? I mean, come on now. And let's also remember what he needs to be compared to when he comes back. All he needs to do is put up better production than Aaron Hicks. To be fair to him. To be fair to him, to be a fair fan, he's not a prospect where he's getting called up. You're like, well, I mean, the guy was our number one ranked prospect. I want him to hit above 280, have a good 700 plus OPS, 750, 740, at least that. With him, I'm saying, bro, if you hit me 235, hit a couple of doubles, steal some bases, played a great defense in center field, it's a huge upgrade. Huge 100%. Upgrade. So, I think a lot of times the mindset is wrong, what fans are expecting. I think you got to lower the expectation to he needs to be better than Aaron Hicks. He needs to play great defense, and he needs to hustle. He needs to be fat. Do what he did in St. Louis, I'm going to be a happy camper.
Yeah, basically.
I'll be here celebrating.
If we could get the offensive production that IKF is putting out from Harrison Bader, I think we could live with it. Because
a little more pop.
Yeah, a little bit more pop. Yeah.
Doesn't have to be substantial.
A little bit more push-up power, but just.
But no, you are 100% correct. You're 100% right. And then he plays a defense that we expect him to play. That's the. And here's the thing. Just speaking on IKF quickly, I don't think anybody would be upset with IKF if he played a good shortstop. If he was really phenomenal, everybody would be. I know I would be like, you know what? He's what the Yankees told us he was. The problem is what the Yankees promised is not what we got. And we passed up on Correa, Simeon, Seager, passed up on all these guys that were available. That's the issue. Now, if the Yankees were like, yeah, we got IKF, but we're going to put him at third base where he want to go glove. And we've seen how much better he looked at third base in a couple of games he played there.
Yeah.
And I'm like.
Offensively as well.
So I'm like, you know what? There is a comfort level of players feeling like I'm playing where I belong. And now I feel better I'm more confident even. And that could be a factor for IKF2 this year. But Bader goes out there, plays a great center field like we know he could, hits to a decent level. I'm very, very happy because that is a major upgrade. And that speed, we know how speed plays on the bases. It plays on the bases. The Yankees need more of that. He draws a walk. All right, you get a bloop single, he's at third base chilling. You get a double with him on first base down the line, he's scoring. It's a big difference than DJ LeMahieu at first, and he can't score. Or Stanton.
A big part of our team, in the first 2.5 months, Pete, when they were really doing damage and just blowing everyone out the water, was the fact that in the late innings, Tim LeCastro was pinch running for people. and the speed played a hell of a lot different.
Or hit and runs. They were doing a lot of hit and runs, a ton of them. I was like, man, finally. And I gave credit to Aaron Boone then. I was like, you know what? Something's different. And I don't want to hear that the players change that much because they didn't. They're just playing a different style of ball, and I like it. And I like it. I love that style of ball when you're a little more aggressive. You got to be. Especially in the playoffs.
You know, it's the feast of fan. Everybody loves the chick loves the home. Chicks love the home run. Yeah. Everybody loves the home run ball. But when this Yankee team, like the other day against Corey Kluber, when they scored those 7 runs, 6 runs, and they were all off of singles, to me, I would rather have that than have 3 home runs back to back to back. If the Yankees could score 6 runs off of singles alone, just singles, not doubles, not extra, to me, that's a recipe for success because we know, like, you know, these past 3 years in the playoffs, when it comes to this team, minus Garrett Cole last year, but our issue has been our hitting. Has been our timely hitting, our hitting with runners in scoring position. You know, yes, Chapman giving it up to Altuve doesn't help, but at the same time, leaving runners on the bases has been our biggest problem. And I think if we get DJ back healthy, right, we don't know what we're going to get out of Harrison Bader, but if you look at his metrics, he's not a big fan. He doesn't strike out that much. He puts the ball in play, and he has speed. And you know, in baseball, if you put the ball in play, things can happen, especially in the postseason, Pete.
That's right. That's right. No, that's all huge. Huge things for the Yankees, and they need him back healthy. And just the idea that yesterday he didn't play center field yesterday, had him DH, which is fine. But he walked. I think he got a hit also, but he stole a base. That's all good signs. You know, plantar fasciitis is no joke. Yeah. So knowing that
Greg Bird.
Yeah, exactly. And knowing some people that's been through it, it's like, well, truly in reality, it is about rest. Like you got to really just be off the foot. And, you know, he said early on, he's like, look, the Yankees doctors looked at it. The doctors in St. Louis looked at it. Everybody feels the same way as I do. I just need rest. I need to be off of it. And it's going to go away. It's going to be fine. That's the case, and it is fine. I'm telling you guys right now, you guys are getting a player that you're not really ever going to boo in the sense of the way he plays because he's never going to not bust it down to first base. He's never not going to bust it if they get a double and, you know, or he pops the ball up. You're going to see him run. You know what I mean? A soft ground ball. You're not going to see the shortstop bobble it and still get him out.
Yeah.
You know, so he's that type of guy, and they need somebody like that also that just he's that type of guy that goes from, you know, hits a double and gets up screaming. I wish he didn't get the flow out. I wish he kept the flow.
Yeah, same.
I'm like, you don't have to cut that. Like, what are the Yankees doing? You don't got to cut all the flow off. It could have stayed up to here. I was like, keep it. That's a different. It brings a different energy to you.
Have the mullet in the Bronx.
Who cares? Go with the mullet in the Bronx. Why not? Bring a little country to the Bronx. It's all right.
That's it. But Pete, bro,
Cotton Eye Joe did it.
This fucking conversation could go for hours, bro. I love it so far. Again, like I said, I would love to have you on right before the postseason starts, and I will be there October 11th.
I'm counting on you now.
I'll be there, bro. I'm gonna be there, bro. I'm gonna need my NYY News TV hat, shirt and everything when I'm there. So I'll definitely be there, Pete.
We got you, fam. We got you. But no, I enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, if you need me back before postseason, I'm down.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, bro. Peace to the fam. Hope all is well, and I see you around later, brother.
Thank you, man.
Peace. That was my guy, Pete Simonetti, NYY News. Guys, please make sure you guys go follow that channel. If you aren't, I know majority of you guys are. You know, I got a few of his guys from that watches. Eric, you know, my guy Eric, who came over from NYY News. Joe, this is the second time, I believe, or first time I've seen you in the chat. Appreciate you, fam, 100%. Awesome conversation with my man, Pete. But stay right there because we ain't going nowhere. Guys, please take a look at this, you know, little commercial for the channel as we come back. Hello, brother. What is good, bro? I see that you're playing hooky from school today. Sorry that you was back there so long, but it was a great conversation. Hello, what is good, brother?
What's up? How's it going?
Chilling here, chilling here. Recovering from my birthday, bro. Recovering from my birthday.
How was that? How was that?
It was good. I had a real good time. Went to Yankee Stadium Friday. Wanted to show this off real quick. I got the Derek Sanderson Jeter. But it's weird because I got 40,000 out of 862. I honestly think I honestly don't think that it was more than 42,000 people at the stadium that day. They said it was sold out, but it didn't seem like it was sold out though.
You were there at 3:45. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. Yeah, I was there at 3:30.
that's
I was
crazy.
there. But yeah, like I was telling Pete, Aaron Hicks showed up to the park 3:45, 4 o'clock, and we was online. We was online, and one of the guys pointed out, like, yo, that's Aaron Hicks getting out. And then we all looked, and it was him, and we started screaming, and he waved to us, and he went into the side, right onto the side, the media entrance on the side. And I was like, bro, you got a 7 o'clock game. You're supposed to be here at least 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Oh, my man Joe, yeah. My man Joe got his. Absolutely. Oh man. But yeah, hello. What's your thoughts on this Yankee weekend, brother?
Oh, it was an awesome weekend. Obviously Friday night went terribly, but we did a nice job rebounding. We had two 6+ run innings. That was very nice to see. We were stringing together hits, and like I was talking with my dad, and he said he's like it's better to see that all this is how the team's shaping out. It's that the team's getting hits and hits, like you mentioned. It's better than getting home runs. Like Judge, it's not just Judge. Like when Judge hit the sacrifice fly, I'm like, shoot, we
Michael
couldn't.
Caputo, you just missed the conversation. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Caputo, I just had on Pete Simonetti, bro. You just missed the conversation. We brought you up, bro. Caputo, I miss you, my guy. I hope all is well. You just missed the conversation with Pete. Michael Caputo, replay it because I had to call. I had to let Pete know that it's a 6-degree separation between him and myself. Because the both of us, we know you, Capoots. Hope all is well, Caputo. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope the moms is good. Hope everything is good. My bad, Halal. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just saying that everyone was just compete. Like everyone was giving in their all. Like even Higashioka had a homer Friday night, I think it was, and everyone just put in everything. And it was nice to see Tyone had a good outing, and our bullpen pitched well yesterday. So it was good to see all around.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Now the team, we have a 5.5 game lead in the division. We could take a collective sigh, right? We could breathe in nice and we could let out nice, right? All is well in Yankee land for the time being, right? Right. We would say that, right? Hello.
Yeah,
I,
definitely.
I wanted to ask you, right, because this guy had a good weekend. He had 2 home runs this weekend. But what is the importance of having this man in the lineup and him being healthy? Hold on one second. Giancarlo Stanton, with the weekend he had. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, definitely. His impact for the postseason, especially. He has outstanding numbers in the postseason. Just having somebody that's protecting Aaron Judge in the lineup, I don't think Yankee fans understand how big of a deal that is. Actually, they probably understand the most out of anybody around baseball because they understand Judge gets intentionally walked so much. If you have Judge keeps getting intentionally walked, you don't want a guy like Oswaldo Cabrera. No offense to him, he's great. He's a young kid, but pitchers aren't scared to face him, so they'll just intentionally walk in and Judge. If you have Giancarlo Stanton on his game right behind him, they'll be a little more hesitant to walk Judge and bring up Stanton. So that's why it's so big for Stanton to be on his game. He was fouling off the fastballs that he was way behind before this weekend. So he made a mechanical change. I think that's been obvious. He hasn't been falling out of the batter's box like he has before, but he was driving the ball to right field. So I think it was a good weekend for Stanton.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And as well, I just want to take this quick second. If you guys aren't following Shira Lauser on Twitter, Shira Lauser and the Knights of Degen, Mondays is Mental Health Monday, right? It's Mental Health Fitness, Mental Health Monday. So if you guys aren't following Shira, I advise you, please go onto Twitter, go onto the KOD Media Twitter account, and you'll be able to see the tweet that she put out for this Mental Fitness Monday, Mental Health Monday. But yeah, 100%, bro. This weekend, it was awesome. Friday, we should have won Friday's game, right? Aaron Hicks, I think that's the last time we see Aaron Hicks playing in the field the rest of the season. What's your thoughts on that, brother?
I think it's definitely the last time you'll see him playing in Yankee Stadium because their fans are just on him completely there. Just knowing the Yankees, I don't think it will be the last time because I don't know, they have so much confidence in the players that suck. So
yeah. They do have a lot of confidence in players that sucks, but also Albert Pujols getting 697. Hello, I know you and I, there's a bit of an age difference between us, but I would say that I was probably your age when Albert Pujols made his major league debut, and from that age to where I am right now, Albert Pujols, hands down, the best right-handed hitter that I've seen in the game. What's your thoughts on Albert getting to 697?
Yeah, obviously you mentioned the age difference, but I enjoy watching Pujols hit because I understand the game. I enjoy watching what he's doing. I understand the history that he's gonna make, and I'm just following. I get excited every time. I'm sitting like last night. I was sitting at my dinner table with my whole family. It was like we had the Yankee game on in the background, and I had my phone. I'm like, I just got ESPN alert that Pujols hit 697. I'm like, Dad's Pujols at 697. And we're all going crazy because we're like all secretly rooting for Pujols to get that 700 mark. And it's just awesome to see when like you see the baseball's making like that game. Look, I was I was talking with my dad. He's like, the Cardinals brought in Pujols as like a nice thing to do, bring it back, and it's actually made them a lot of money because they didn't think he was going to get to 700. They didn't think he was going to get close to 700, and now he is close to 700, and all the fans are coming to see him. All the fans want to come see him hit 700, so they're filling up their seats. And Pujols he's coming up clutch for them. He hit that go-ahead home run yesterday. He's coming up pretty clutch for them.
Yeah, and the home runs that he's hitting, like you said, Halal, they're clutch home runs. They're to put the team up. They're to tie the game. So it's like their clutch hits, like you said at the beginning of the year, right? When the conversation was happening, I think I was having the conversation with Kev, BX Sports Jedi, and with Frankie, asking, "Yo, can we see Albert Pujols get into 20 plus home runs to get to 700?" And I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna say no. I said no, like at the beginning of the year, 20 plus home runs for a 40-year-old like Albert Pujols, no way, or close to 40 because he's not 40 yet, if I'm not mistaken. But Albert Pujols, hands down, the best right-handed hitter, and being Puerto Rican, right, and being from the Caribbean, and having Albert Pujols about to be the first Caribbean-born Latin player to make it to 700 home runs, it means a lot to a lot of people, and people don't understand that, especially to kids in the Dominican Republic. People got to understand. I implore everybody, and Halal, if you get a chance, please go watch the stories of how these kids, what they go through in the Dominican Republic trying to make it in Major League Baseball. The perfect story is Miguel Sano from the Minnesota Twins. If you go on YouTube, you can watch Miguel Sano, however he went through his scenario. Miguel Sano was signed the same year Gary Sanchez was signed by the Yankees. And the controversy that happened on that island between Gary Sanchez and Miguel Sano goes to show you that a lot of kids just want to make it out. You got kids that are 11, 12 years old, Halal, that they decide at a young age that they're going to drop out of school to pursue a career in Major League Baseball. And on top of it, right, 98% of those kids that do make that decision to leave school and to pursue this career path, only 1 to 2% of them make it to the major leagues and make it to the minors. So it's not that many of them that make it that way. I'm sorry to go on a soapbox like I'm going on a soapbox right now, but seeing Pujols and what he's doing, bro, to me, hands down, I implore everybody, go watch that Miguel Sano story about when he was signed. It was first going to be signed by the Pittsburgh Pirates, not the Minnesota Twins, but there's a lot of drama on why. But Halal, if we can, there was a game this weekend. There was a game yesterday. Let's just go over real quick. We'll start off with the Yankees, since the Yankees won. Why not? And because I have you here for a free day, because my man Halal decided I'm skipping school today because I want to hang out with Hector and the Yankees Morning Brew. No, I'm joking.
No, we gotta clarify this. It's my
I'm joking.
Wedding.
I know.
No, I'm just messing. Yeah, nah. My dad's like last night. Like I'm like up at 11:30. Like obviously on a school night, I'm going to bed a little earlier. My dad's like, I guess you kind of could go to school tomorrow. Like the wedding's not till like 6:30. I'm like, I'm up at 11:30. You told me I can schedule interviews for tomorrow. I'm not going to school.
Yeah.
I'm like, so it's just like I can chill. We're gonna go to like the hall at like 2. It's like
nice.
Why do I gotta go there so early? But Whatever.
Hey, listen, you're the brother of the bride, bro. There's a lot of stuff you're gonna be doing today that you're gonna ask, why am I doing this today?
Exactly.
But let's go over this lineup real quick. For the Yankees, go ahead, read off the lineup. I'll handle the pitching.
Judge led off. He was in center field, was 1-for-4. Giancarlo Stanton had an unreal weekend. He was 2-for-2 with a homer. He was the designated hitter protecting Aaron Judge. Gleyber Torres was 2-for-4 at second base. He had 2 moonshot homers. Josh Donaldson was cleaning up. He was at third base, and we're going to continue to ask, why is he cleaning up? He was 1-for-3. Oswaldo Cabrera is in right field. He was 1-for-4, hit his first major league home run. Miguel Andujar was in left field. He was 0-for-4. Isaiah Kiner, Falefa, Kyle Higashioka, Marwin Gonzalez rounded out the Yankees order. Kiner, Falefa was 0-for-2. Higgy was 1-for-3, and Marwin was 1-for-4.
And, it was a very, very collective effort, this game. You have hits going all around. Miguel Andujar, the only person not joining the hit parade. But over to the pitching side of things, the Yankees, they emptied out their bullpen. It was a crazy rain delay. I live in Dykeman, not that far from Yankee Stadium, so it was raining by me a little bit and a lot. It was off and on. But for the Yankees, they started the game with Domingo Germán. He pitched the inning, no hits, no runs. He gave up a walk and had 1 strikeout. Lucas Licky, the used car salesman, like I like to call him, or the taxi driver that you don't trust in the middle of the night. Lucas Licky pitched 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, and no strikeouts. Greg Weissert, he pitched a third of an inning. He gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And Wandy Peralta, the ageless Wandy Peralta, pitched 2 1/3, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Lou Trevino pitched 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walks, and no strikeouts. And Ron Marinaccio from Toms River, New Jersey, he pitched the inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Clark Smith came in. Clark Smith pitched 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. And Clay Holmes struggled a little bit in that 9th inning that he pitched, but he did pitch the inning, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts to end the game. Wandy Peralta, the winning pitcher of record, he is 3-4 on the season. And I am out of breath reading off all those pitches that the Yankees had. Caputo, I just hope you good, bro, because I haven't seen you in the chat, Caputo. I didn't see you in Kev's chat, Caputo, this entire week. So I was just hoping you're good, Caputo. And yeah, all is well. And Caputo, I'm gonna email Kev so I could get your number. That way, I don't want to lose touch with you, Caputo, because I was worried. But I'm glad that you're doing good. But let's go over to the Tampa Bay side of things. Tampa Bay. I'll read off the lineup and you can handle the pitch-ups, my man.
I was about to say, was that the longest pitching graphic you've ever made?
Yeah, that's the longest pitching graphic that I ever. No. For the Yankees, that was the longest pitching graphic I ever made. I made a longer one for the All-Star game.
Yeah, oh, that's true. I'm sure you also had the Rays have probably killed you. They use
no, because I preset them for 5 or 6 pitches, so I'm good with that. It's just when they go over 6 pitches that I'm like, all right, you're doing a bit too much. I got to size stuff up. It hurts my head. But over to the Rays side of things, Yandy Diaz led off the game. He only had 1 at bat though. He was 0-for-1. He was later pinch hit for G-Man Choi. Wander Franco, the shortstop, was 0-for-2. Brendan Lau, the second baseman, was 0-for-5. Randy Arozarena, the future Yankee, in right field was 1-for-4. David Peralta, the left fielder, was 1-for-4. Christian Betancourt, the catcher, was 2-for-4. Tyler Walls, the third baseman, was 1-for-4. Jose Aranda, the first baseman, was 1-for-3. And Jose Siri, the center fielder, was 1-for-4. Go ahead, read off the pitching side of things, my guy.
So sometimes you feel bad for these young rookies when they have to face the Yankees, and especially when the Yankees are doing good. Luis Patino went 1 1/3, 5 hits, 9 earned runs, 4 walks, and he did not strike out anybody. Foucher went 2/3 of an innings, 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Jalen Beeks went an inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. And Ryan Yarbrough, what is with this guy? For some reason, he's like the Yankee killer. He went 5 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. And Patino got the loss.
Yeah, but, it was one of those games that was just weird, because it's like they had to play this game. This was the last game that Tampa Bay and the Yankees were going to face themselves for this season. They had no mutual off days going forward. So whatever happened, I think if it kept raining till like 10 o'clock at night, they were going to get this game in no matter what. It didn't matter the start time. They just needed to get this game in because I don't think they would have been able to make probably at the end of the year, probably just a one game, but still, you don't want that going into the playoffs, right?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I gotta come. This is like the random thing I have to throw out there. Like last night, I had the randomest dream. It was about Garrett Cole. He came in relief and pitched 3 innings. I don't know where in the world that came from, but I think it must have been like the postseason Game 7 or something. But like that was just weird. I just had to throw that out there.
You probably were dreaming about a Game 6 in the postseason, and we just used Cole early. Yeah, probably something that we should hope we don't have to do in the future, right?
And then I gotta throw this out there. I don't know if you saw. Did you see the Dodgers? The whole craziness that happened with them, that they didn't actually clinch the playoffs. MLB made a mistake.
Oh no, I didn't. I heard, like, I seen a tweet that they clinched the playoffs, but it was false.
Yeah, it was an error in, like, I just got an ESPN update. They said like I don't know, I didn't read the whole article, but there was something they said like due to like MLB error, they didn't actually make the playoffs.
No, I didn't really. Hold on, let me see it right now. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Jesus Christ. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That is utterly
they did the whole
embarrassing.
celebration, and like I can't believe nobody noticed. Like nobody looked at, like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that I did not notice that. But also the rule changes for Major League Baseball. You see, I was talking to Pete about it earlier. What's your thoughts on the rule changes? We have the pitcher clock that's coming. The bases are being, are going to get bigger. No more shift. What's your thoughts on these rule changes going forward, Hello?
So people are saying the strategy is going to get, like, there's not going to be as much strategy. I'm going to say there's going to be more strategy. The runners on the bases, you're going to see more stolen bases. They're going to have to play around with the pitcher's mind a little when to use that pickoff throw. So I think there's going to be more strategy with that. The shift, I like how they're doing it. It makes a lot of sense because obviously there's going to be the issues at times with like Gallo and all those guys. So that will definitely, you'll see more hits, a lot more action in games. I like the pitch clock the best, probably.
Yeah. I think it's going to just speed up the game. Like you said, it will add some more offense because of the stolen bases. The stolen bases are going to get up. Because if you think about it, it adds an extra 4 inches between first and second and third. So, how many plays have we seen, Halal, that the run is out, bang, bang. So it's going to be a lot more stolen bases. The offense is going to go up. And as well, get rid of the shift. At first, I was a fan of it because of the, defense strategy. But like Pete said, after a while, it just became stale, right? It became super stale for me. And now, if you think about it, you can still have the shift, right? You can still have your third baseman and your shortstop on that left side of the infield. Just bring in the left fielder a little bit and just have 2 outfielders in left center and right center. You could still have the shift. It's just going to take away an outfielder from you. What's your thoughts?
What's the deal with the outfielders? Can they move around however they want?
I haven't seen anything that says that the outfielders can't move around however they want. So I'm assuming that the outfielders can, because the rule was about the infielders being on their side of the second base bag and not being on the outfield grass. That's the only thing, the word wise, when it comes to that rule.
All right. So that's not, we'll figure out a way to deal with that. But like yeah.
Yeah, I'm in favor. I'm in favor for it. But I hate to cut it short just because I got to dip out. You got to get ready for your sister's wedding and stuff like that. I appreciate you taking this time. You having time to even sit with me, Halal, because when we have conversations, they could go on for hours and hours and hours. Whenever you want to have me on your show, I'm down. Just let me know, and I'm there. And as well, you're gonna see a lot more from me and Halal in the future. We got a lot of stuff that we're working on, especially with Jason from 161 River Ave. So, this may have been season 1 of the Yankees Morning Brew, but there's going to be a lot more to come, especially with other content creators like Backstage Baseball and like 161 River Ave. Allow any last words for the people before we dip out?
I got to tag one thing. So I've been working with former MLB player Jermaine Curtis. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I will likely be starting a podcast with him, a weekly show with him. So that will definitely be cool. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks so much for having me on. We'll definitely be back on soon.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that with you and Jermaine Curtis. If I'm not mistaken, Jermaine Curtis was a player for hold on, can't even. Oh, I just had
The
him.
Cardinals.
Jermaine.
The Cardinals.
For the Cardinals. Yeah. It was a prospect for the Cardinals at one point. Hey, wish you all the best of luck with that, brother. Whenever you need to plug it or let people know about it, you know you're more than welcome to be here talking about it. But Halal, I appreciate you, brother, for coming in. Thank you so much. Like I said, good luck today and have fun at the wedding. Tell your family and everybody I said best wishes and congrats to your sister for getting married, brother.
Thank you so much. I'll see you.
Later, brother. And thank you for everybody who tuned in into the chat. You know, my man Pete. I appreciate you, Pete. Salute. My man Michael Caputa. Maria, of course, Maria. I see you, Maria. My man Joe. Appreciate you, Joe. Eric as well. Appreciate everybody. And if this is your first time watching, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out with the algorithm. And it's just, it's good for the channel. But I'm your guy, Hector, host of the Yankees Morning Brew, and I'm out. Peace.